Rusev has been reportedly removed from WWE TV. Hi guys, welcome to another edition of a General Jerry channel, and yeah, double upload. That hasn't happened in a while. So we have some breaking news that has only just come out. Rusev has been reportedly taken off WWE TV due to a contract dispute. So we're gonna go through this very quickly, and we're going to get my entire opinion on this here. It looks like there's been issues between WWE and Rusev once again. Rusev has been reportedly off WWE Raw TV due to a contract dispute. Rusev last worked Raw on January 20th as he was with Liv Morgan, and he lost to Lana and Bobby Lashley in a mixed tag team action. He's feuded with Lana and Lashley for several months, sometimes getting the main event slot of the show. There's also been speculation on a big blow-off to the Rusev versus Lashley feud past the wedding and the mixed tag match itself as well, but it looks like Rusev will never get his true revenge now that he's been taken off TV again. There is more to back this up. While Lana signed a 5-year deal with WWE, which I don't even know why the fuck she did that, it was reported last summer that Rusev's deal would also expect to expire. There's been rumours of the Bulgarian Brute leaving or being unhappy with his spot in the company. Now, this is not no secret. Rusev has never been happy. What I've seen is that Rusev, like, goes in, he's pissed off, and then they say, oh, well, we can do this for you, Rusev. And Rusev's like, okay, alright, okay. Then something else happens. And apparently, from what I've been told, this Lana feud that they're doing is just a breaking point for Rusev. And I don't blame him. Like, this Rusev, Lana, Bobby Lashley story is awful. Like, really awful. Like, awful. You know what I mean? During Twitter, in mid-January, he changed his Twitter bio to soon-to-be free agent. That was later removed to add a bio to your profile. I don't know, I just found that fucking hilarious. Rusev, at least update the profile. So he had it as soon-to-be agent, and then it says, add profile, add bio to your profile, which I found absolutely hilarious. There's going to be more updated news in regards to this here. Rusev's kind of in a bit of a bad spot, as it were, because Lana signed a 5-year contract, and you all know how it goes with wives if they're in WWE. Obviously, you gotta wait 5 years while that wife is in the company, and I'm sure she'll probably leave for Rusev somewhere down the line. I'll be honest with you, I think, from what I've heard, especially with the news that came out recently, WWE are actually giving a lot of good contracts now to wrestlers because they don't want them going to AEW, okay? That's the big thing that's going on right now. I don't know if any of you are aware of that, but WWE, I know that they say AEW is not competition, but the main competition is obviously if AEW take these wrestlers away. So what they're doing is that they're renewing these contracts and they're giving them long-term time to be with them. And it's a certain amount of money, which is crazy. Some of the money that they're giving is actually nearly double, which is kind of good. And it's good for the wrestlers. It's good for the guys and the girls in there that obviously want to get paid more. But at the same time, though, it's almost like it's like a sale. You know what I mean? There's no freedom. You know, these types of things where these wrestlers are supposed to be, you know, free agents, or you know, they're not really WWE employees, but in reality they are, to be honest. Rusev, honestly, I do believe this might be the final straw. I don't know when his contract's up, but I do believe it is soon. And I do believe what's happened is that they've said to Rusev, they went like, look, because they've done this with other wrestlers, they've said like, look, what we can do is we'll give you a longer contract, but we'll give you way more money than what you were getting before. And a lot of these wrestlers in WWE are taking that because obviously AEW doesn't want to pay out maybe way too much for stars that they're not going to use. But obviously a lot of the AEW guys want to steal some of those guys as well. the thing is with Rusev is that he could do very well in AEW. In fact, he could actually main event AEW. Rusev's in a different category than some of these stars that have went to AEW, because Rusev, believe it or not, is completely established. He had a feud with John Cena. He's obviously a guy that, with the right hands and with the right writing, can actually be a world heavyweight champion. Rusev's very different than a lot of these other guys that you see in AEW. And I do think WWE have seen that. What I believe, and again, this is speculation on my part, but what I believe is Rusev was in contract negotiations. He's seen some of these guys getting good deals, and he thought, well, if these C guys, no offense to some of these jobbers, if these C guys are getting it, so obviously I'll get way more than what they're getting, because he's Rusev. You know, he's different than most of these lower card guys. And what I believe is that Rusev, A, doesn't like the storylines he's been put in, which I agree, and B, and more importantly, I think they're not giving him enough money, and I think that they want him longer than what it should be, and that's what I think, because I think Rusev, is just waiting for that call on AEW, and AEW might say, hey, look, Rusev, we can give you, what are they paying you? Alright, so this is what we're going to do, we can give you way more money, because that's what business is. That if I was in AEW's hands, I would honestly be looking for Rusev, because Rusev is very different. You know what I mean? Rusev is that type of guy that obviously is a mid-carder guy, but he's not utilized enough where he can become a main eventer. So Rusev can actually become a main eventer in AEW, believe it or not. And he's someone that is very untapped. We actually haven't seen Rusev's full potential, to be honest, in wrestling. So I do believe if Rusev's smart, he will play the waiting game. Now, a lot of people might think, well, Rusev's at a massive disadvantage because Rusev can't negotiate and stuff. Rusev is in a very good position because, and rightfully so, fair play to him for holding out, because WWE do not want to get rid of their talent. They really don't, like, and I mean this when I say this is just ongoing story in regards to the locker room. They don't want to get rid of their stars. Even their D-list superstars, they do not want to get rid of them because they don't know how they're going to be perceived. You gotta look at Stone Cold Steve Austin. Perfect example. Stone Cold Steve Austin in WCW was not utilized enough. He then went to ECW, and then whenever he went to WWE, it was just like, fucking yo. Like, he just went straight up sky high. So they don't want that type of thing to happen to AEW. Like even if it's so small, even if it's a Heath Slater, you know what I mean? They don't want to give AEW an inch because they've known from past experience where, and believe it or not, people forget this, sometimes a lower guy that goes to another company can actually do even better and actually make more money than what he did in WWE. Or it can be a possibility of he then, like, look at Drew McIntyre. I know a lot of people don't like Drew McIntyre, but Drew McIntyre is an example of someone that WWE really needed, because Drew McIntyre did actually really well in TNA. In fact, he completely did a whole transformation. I personally do like Drew. I know some people, but I understand why some people might not like him. I completely understand. I personally do like him because, you know, obviously, I just think he's pretty cool. I think he's good, to be honest, but Drew McIntyre's a perfect example. He's somebody that WWE got rid of. Then when he went to TNA, he started becoming really popular. So WWE were like, oh shit, he's actually fucking popular. Like, this guy was in 3MB, got really popular in the indie circuit. We need him back. They don't want that with Rusev, because Rusev is in a very good position where he could do incredibly well in the indies. He could do incredibly well in Ring of Honor or New Japan Pro Wrestling. And he could do really good in regards to AEW, especially AEW. So if I was Cody Rhodes, I'd be looking to sign Rusev ASAP. You know, and I do think sometimes AEW don't have that urgency. Look at the CM Punk thing. Oh yeah, let's send Phil a fucking text message. Like, AEW, like, if you want to fucking get them, like, I'm not supporting yous, by the way, okay? I'm neutral in this situation. But as somebody, if I was in the position of AEW, I'd be fucking going for everybody in that company. Because AEW clearly have the financial backing to do it. So, I don't understand why they're not trying to do this. But anyway, let me guys know what you all think. Do you think Rusev should go to AEW? Do you not think he should? Let me know in the comments below. Overall, I do believe it's just going to be I do believe that there's a strong chance of him leaving. The only problem is, actually, before I end, actually, it's a good point, is Lana. Lana is in a 5-year contract. And if Rusev, obviously, you don't want to leave your wife in the company when you leave, because WWE are very notorious, and this is something that's been going on for years and years and years. 9 times out of 10, if a superstar who is married with someone and then they leave to another company, and then they end up getting screwed over. You know what I mean? Now, they've learned the lesson, especially with Renee Young, because obviously Renee Young is a big part of WWE. You can't get rid of her, you know what I mean? She's obviously a commentator and stuff like that. You can't really necessarily get rid of her. But I do think Lana is the key of whether or not they're going to leave or not. And I do think if Rusev is smart, he will go to AEW. And I usually don't say that. Like, usually if I say to certain wrestlers and stuff, I do believe that Rusev can be a lot better because he's going to get a better schedule, he's going to probably get more money, and he's going to get a less contract. You know what I mean? Anyway, double upload, who'd have fucking thought it? It is what it is. General Jerry on the General Jerry channel, signing out.